front and center is our new ceramic coating here. I've used this before in my 2019 Mustang and did it myself. This is going to be pretty easy since we're doing it on a motorcycle, but I do highly suggest that you do some kind of a correction, a paint correction, like a one step, 2-step, 3-step, 4-step, 18-step correction on whatever vehicle you're doing before you do any kind of ceramic coating, because once you put this on, it's going to be permanent for at least 2 years if you go with some kind of like a name brand. This is from CarPro. I'll links in the description of where I got it, but very affordable. I think I paid like 57 bucks for this kit, so not too bad. But before we actually open this guy up, I'm just going to walk you around what else I've got on here. Things you're going to need, specific a little bit for what I'm working with, which is a 2018 Honda CBR 1000 RR. Brand new. It's got about 300 miles on it. The paint's in very good shape, no rot chips, nothing like that. So now is the time to do something like this instead of waiting. Now, if you're dealing with the same vehicle that I have got, I've got an 8mm socket and wrench here. I'm going to take some of the brake lines and stuff like that loose just so that we can get to the plastics a little bit easier. It might be simpler for some people to actually strip the fairings off of the bike itself. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to remove the seats and some of the other stuff that is in the way. And also we have a 5mm Allen here for seat removal, and you're going to need your key for the back one as well. Now, as we dig into the product itself, let's open this up. 2019, this is brand new. This one I did not get the reload because I already have some, but you got your ceramic coating there itself. Now this one is the 3.0 version. It is newer as opposed to like the 2.0. And what this basically is good for is like maybe more humid climates. Now normally with ceramic coatings, once you apply it to the paint, you want to pretty much strip it off. You want to wipe it away within 30 seconds. This 3.0 version gives you maybe another 30 seconds on top of that. So you'll wipe it down and then you'll let it go for another 15 seconds. You'll wipe it down again, and just stick with me. I'm going to show you step by step on the bike as we go through this, but it's very simple. It's very easy to use. It's kind of hard to screw this up, honestly. So set that to the side. So, all right, in here, you're going to get your applicator pad. It's not really a pad, but a little cloth here, little microfibers here. No idea what that is, but it gives you a bunch of them to use on the brick itself. Let's go ahead and dump this. We won't need that anymore. Get rid of it. There is your foam applicator pad. It's hard and then soft at the bottom. This is what you're going to do. So basically you're going to wrap it like this. You'll put your ceramic coating, just a little line like that, and it's easy. Also comes with a big microfiber. I've got 2 of these since I've got the other one left over and I never used it, but it's pretty large there. So set that to the side. Instructions, step by step. This is going to get tossed. Now, microfibers. This is pretty much what I'm going to use. This is a 350 GSM. I will link in the description where I got this, basically off of Amazon, but this is a thicker, no edges microfiber, and it's but it's not like one of these little Walmart ones where they're just really cheap and thin, and you can see how spread out the microfiber is compared to something that's a little bit more quality. You're going to pay a little bit more money for these, but you will need them. Now also, for the sake of the video, I've already washed this thing, detailed it as much as possible, so you still need to wipe off some of the water. And then before we actually get started, you could do something like this. I don't know, the dealership gave me this when I bought the bike, and we might do this before we actually do the coating and then wipe it down. But now as we go through this, the process is pretty much the same as a car, minus a paint correction, which this is fine. The paint is absolutely perfect, except for back here. You can see some of this maybe. I stripped off some of these stickers back here, so the alcohol is going to get rid of this, but there's no scratches on the bike, nothing. Remove. You want to remove anything that you can so that you can get down in all these edges, but if there's going to be water left over like this, you want to make sure that that is dry. We're going to spray it with alcohol again. It's going to be good to go, and then we can just do things like tuck that in. But I'm not going to ceramic coat any of this plastic here, nothing like that. Just painted parts, just the red painted parts on the exterior. Now, if you're doing this on a motorcycle, really a car too, but on a bike, there's a lot of weird small curves. So there's a lot of things to pay attention to, such as down here, we're gonna remove this guy here. On this bike, it's an 8mm, and I'm gonna just pull this stuff out to the side. That way it can get back here. You could remove this entirely and just do it that way. And I might do that, we'll see. But for now, I'm just gonna give it a shot. I think it'll work just fine. But also for bikes, down here towards the bottom, especially areas back here where a lot of road grime and stuff like that just cakes on, or maybe underneath here of your tail, a lot of dirt collects in all of these areas back here, especially it's real bad back here. So you really want to make sure that those areas are as clean as you can get them, because once you ceramic coat, you're done. It's going to be on there permanently. Once you've done everything, you've done all your prep work, and it takes the longest, honestly, because the ceramic coating is very fast and easy. If you polish, make sure you follow up with a good polishing cloth, pad, whatever, and then make sure everything is streak-free. Some of those polishes will leave little specks and stuff like that, so you do want to make sure that all of that is gone. What you can do is put a flashlight on it, lift your garage door, let some light in, whatever, make sure that there is absolutely no streaks. But now we are done, we are ready to go, so we're gonna jump to it and start the ceramic coating process. All right, so this is a 30 millimeter bottle, I think it is, and really, honestly, a 30 mil is good for like a whole car. You can do 2 coats. So a bike, I mean, we're gonna use just a fraction of this. You have a little microfiber, put it on like this, and then when you apply this stuff, when you put it on there, make sure that you put the lid back on after you've done with every single little streak. So it'll be like this. Remember, a little goes a long way. All right, now we're gonna let that haze up for about a minute and then buff it off, flip to a clean side of the towel, and then do it again. But when you do this, you wanna make sure you go this way, up, down, and then you want to apply like an even coverage. But once it starts to get a little bit oily, you can see it start to flash, you know it's time to wipe it down. All right, here we go. 2 coats have been applied, 2 coats. It is still curing, so this is freshly done. Now we need to let this thing sit for a minimum. Do not touch whatever you ceramic coat for a minimum of 12 hours. You can move it after that, but I mean, I would exercise caution. Do not get it wet. Now, these kits usually come with like a reload spray, which you spray on right after this and wipe it off. That way, if you do get it wet, you know, it'll protect from like water drops and stuff like that. But you can see how glossy this already is. Now this is a 30, I think it's a 30 milliliter kit here, and I've got about half. So if you get the 50 is what I would get for a car, and then you can get 2 coats out of that. So again, I didn't have to paint correct anything. This is a brand new bike, and really this is the best time to do something like this. Now, why would you want a ceramic coat? Why would you want to do that? Well, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's going to give it a very, very shiny look. It protects against, you know, like, especially for bikes, like tree sap and chemicals and all that crap that, you know, falls from the sky. It does not make it rock chip proof, but, you know, will it give it some strength for scratches? I don't know, but, you know, but that's not really why you do a ceramic coat. Now, washing and maintaining the finish after this is going to be a breeze. Water is just going to trickle off of this thing. So we're going to come back, and we're definitely going to do another video. We're going to test that once this has been laid up for about a week and hasn't been wet. So yeah, I'm going to let this sit for about 48 hours before I even put it on the road. I don't need to take it on the road. I just need to let it sit here, and God almighty, look at the tail. Look at the light. This is why ceramic coat. My gosh. That thing is, wow. It almost looks orange on camera, but it is a bright red. Now, something important. You need to listen to this. There's a lot of different ceramic coats on the market. Some are cheap, some are very expensive. This right here is very, very easy to use, because remember I told you in the beginning that it gives a little bit more cure time, so you don't have to immediately wipe it off once it goes on to whatever you're ceramic coating. This gives you about 45 seconds to a minute to wipe it off. So I'll say that this is probably the best one to go with for beginners. You know, that's open to debate. You can leave that in the comments. But when you go to wipe this thing off after that, you know, time, you need to make sure that you really do wipe it down, and then flip to another side of the rag or a different one altogether and really wipe it off, because this stuff goes on really thick. So what it does is it gives you a little bit more time to flash, to wipe it off, so it doesn't flash as quick, but it does go on thicker. So you need to make sure that you get it all off, because if you don't, it's going to haze up and you will not get it off. Remember, ceramic coats are pretty much permanent for at least a year to two, depending on what brand, how many coats you go with, the maintenance and all that. You do need to maintain this. So maybe every 6 months you hit it with like a reload spray whenever you wash it, and you'll be good to go.